Hey everyone, so in this video, I cover the basics of what causes androgenic alopecia or hair loss, also known as male pattern baldness, and how one can prevent or reverse male pattern baldness or hair loss with natural products that act as DHT blockers. The primary cause of this is a change in levels of DHT versus testosterone. DHT, or dihydrotestosterone, is a hormone that is a derivative of testosterone, but instead of giving you those anabolic muscle gains, it affects hair in men and women, along with other secondary sexual characteristics. It's interesting because you can have a full beard and hair on your back and chest, but no hair on top where it actually matters.
Hi, I'm Rishi and thanks for stopping by my channel. I'm a practicing nutritionist with a background in human physiology and nutritional sciences. I take a holistic and scientific approach to all aspects of health and wellness. I practice functional medicine and use food and lifestyle interventions to manipulate hormones in order to optimize one's nutrition, promote longevity and healthy aging. So if you want to hack your health span and be the best version of yourself, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss anything.
DHT versus testosterone. Testosterone and DHT are both androgens, also known as male sex hormones. But DHT is much more potent, up to 5x times more potent than testosterone. It binds to androgen receptors more strongly and sticks around longer than testosterone. DHT is actually made from testosterone. Testosterone is converted to DHT by the action of an enzyme known as 5-alpha reductase, which is mainly present in the skin, prostate, and liver. But only 10% of circulating testosterone is turned finally into DHT. DHT and hair loss. DHT plays an important role in hair loss or androgenic alopecia, more commonly known as male pattern baldness. People with androgenic alopecia tend to be genetically predisposed to having hair follicles that are more sensitive to DHT, along with higher levels of DHT itself. As one gets older, the conversion of testosterone to DHT via the action of 5-alpha reductase seems to increase with time. The skin on the scalp has a high number of androgenic receptors, making it very sensitive to DHT. So as the concentration of DHT increases in your body over time, more and more DHT is attracted and held by the scalp. DHT shortens the hair follicle's growth stage in the scalp, resulting in thinner and shorter hairs. These miniaturized hairs eventually lead to visible hair loss in a recognizable pattern. Now let's talk about DHT blockers. We've answered the question of what DHT is and how it affects hair loss. Now, what can we do to stop it from causing these problems? Here I'll go through a few important supplements that you can start taking to try and block the action of 5-alpha reductase, which converts testosterone to DHT, hence lowering the levels of DHT systemically in your body. And this will help you get your hair back. The first supplement on this list is green tea. The reason why green tea gets so much attention is because of a compound it contains called the egcg, which has been associated with health benefits like weight loss, heart health, as well as brain health. egcg also has been shown to protect hair follicles. An in vitro study looked at the scalps of 3 men for 4 days. An alcohol extract of egcg was noted to stimulate hair growth by preventing cell damage on cells that regulate the growth and development of hair caused by DHT. The next DHT blocker is pumpkin seeds, particularly pumpkin seed oil, which has an effect on the ability to inhibit DHT. In fact, its effects on DHT have been studied for many years. According to a 2014 study published by Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine, participants showed a 40% increase in hair growth after taking 400 milligrams of pumpkin seed oil for 24 weeks when compared to a placebo. And the theory behind how pumpkin seed oil works for hair loss is that the oil's phytosterols promote hair growth. You can find these phytosterols in a lot of plants, including other supplements such as saw palmetto, along with pumpkin seed oil. What they do is they block the action of the enzyme 5-alpha reductase in the scalp, which prevents the conversion of testosterone to DHT, hence preventing hair loss and promoting hair growth. Next on the list is rosemary oil. Rosemary oil has been known for its anti-inflammatory and circulation improving properties, and its hair growth properties. Loss of circulation to hair follicles is one common cause for stunted hair growth and hair loss. Rosemary oil also contributes to hair growth and a healthy scalp by preventing dandruff and preventing an itchy or dry scalp as well. Further, rosemary oil has the action of blocking DHT as well, hence preventing the action of 5-alpha reductase converting testosterone to DHT, again promoting hair growth while preventing hair loss. A 2014 study concluded that rosemary oil is nearly as effective as 2% minoxidil in combating the effects of male pattern baldness. In theory, rosemary oil is a DHT blocker as well, as it stops the conversion of testosterone into DHT by blocking the action of 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme that causes the conversion. For 6 months, men using rosemary oil had slightly more growth than subjects using 2% minoxidil. Study participants in the control group taking placebo received 0 to minimal improvements in their condition. It appears rosemary oil makes a difference that warrants some more attention. And if you've been looking for an alternative to pharmaceutical treatments for thinning hair or male pattern baldness, perhaps you should consider rosemary oil as well. Using rosemary oil in scalp care and improving hair growth is straightforward and may just work for you. Just know that people's scalp skin might be sensitive to using rosemary oil directly, so it might be wise to mix it with a carrier oil such as coconut oil, jojoba oil, or something else. Lastly, scientific studies have shown a link between the use of ketoconazole and the prevention of hair loss and male pattern baldness. Even though scientists can't determine exactly how ketoconazole blocks DHT into a measurable and quantifiable form, there have been many studies which show that the use of ketoconazole shampoos has greatly helped with hair loss and male pattern baldness. Many studies have also been conducted on animals, and the results have shown that with regular use of ketoconazole, there is a great improvement in hair growth, not only in the affected follicles, but also in the follicles that are immune to DHT and located at the back of the head. So win-win. Ketoconazole can potentially block DHT and slow down the hair loss process by disrupting the DHT pathway again. Scientists believe that the ketoconazole has proven effective against DHT as it is an androgen receptor antagonist. What this means is that ketoconazole will actually try and bind with the androgen receptors on your scalp in the follicles, competing with the DHT, not letting the DHT bind to it in the first place. What this does is that it prevents DHT from binding to the receptors, and that will affect your hair loss by not letting it happen. This means that ketoconazole will actually try to bind with the androgen receptors in the follicles present in the skin of your scalp. And in trying to do so, it'll battle DHT in order to bind to these receptors in the first place. By doing so, it'll displace and prevent DHT from binding to these receptors. And in this way, it will allow less DHT to bind with the follicles. And while DHT causes the follicles to shrink and stop producing hair in the first place, ketoconazole has no such effect on your hair follicles. So the only thing that ketoconazole does is it displaces and fills the place that would normally be taken by the DHT, and thus protects the follicle from damage and loss. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment if you've tried any of these supplements or if you're willing to give them a shot. Let me know if they've helped you or if there's something else that I may have missed out. If you think this video has been of any use, please like and subscribe to my channel, Healthspan Culture, and follow me on Instagram at rishiraj and my website rishidhingra.com for more information and how to get in touch with me. Thank you.